As usual, it's time to predict what will win at this year's Academy Awards. And while there are some categories that are absolutely set in stone, you have others that are absolutely up in the air and could go in multiple directions, which should result in an exciting and hopefully unpredictable ceremony. As such, I actually have a feeling I might not get one of my better averages this year. But let's give it a shot anyway. Starting with Best Live Action Short, this is always the hardest category to predict due to the obscurity of the nominees. Your guess is as good as mine, but I'm going to predict Stutterer, which seems like the most audience-friendly nominee. When looking over the documentary short nominees, I see if any of them are about the Holocaust, because that's the most popular subject matter among the category's winners, which is why I'm predicting Claude Lanzmann, Spectres of the Shoah, to win. For Best Animated Short, we have shorts from Pixar, Don Hertzfeldt, and the legendary Richard Williams among the nominees. Since they opened up the voting to the entire membership, the winners have alternated between the high-profile Disney production and the Small Little Charmers. World of Tomorrow seems to have gotten the most praise out of these shorts, so I'm predicting that one to take it, even with the Pixar pedigree of Sanjay's super team in contention. In the crafts categories, it looks like The Revenant and Mad Max Fury Road will go head-to-head, see who can nab the most trophies. I think Best Cinematography will go to Emmanuel Lubezki's work on The Revenant, making him the first director of photography to win in 3 consecutive years. For Roger Deakins' sake, I kind of hope he takes a break next year. I think the vehicles and the deserts of Mad Max Fury Road will lead to a victory in Best Production Design, and the makeup work that turned Nicholas Hoult into a crazed war boy and Charlize Theron into the head-shaven and greased-up Furiosa will result in it winning the makeup and hairstyling category. The recognizable clinks and clanks of the cars on the Fury Road should help it win both the sound mixing and sound effects editing categories. For Best Visual Effects, the box office phenomenon of Star Wars The Force Awakens is definitely a strong contender for how it brought us back to the galaxy far, far away. But I think this is another one Mad Max will win for the seamless blending of stunt work, practical car flips, and computer-generated sandstorms. While I do think Mad Max has a shot at winning costume design, I keep remembering the Academy's love for corsets and period costumes, and Sandy Powell's wardrobes for the fairy tale characters in Cinderella are exactly the kind of work they love to honor in this category. As much as a lot of people were expecting the Paul Walker tribute song See You Again from Furious 7 to get nominated for and win the original song category, I think Till It Happens to You from the documentary The Hunting Ground was always in the cards to take the prize. Its message is an important one. This was a very successful single, and a lot has been talked about how this is Diane Warren's 8th nomination, and I see a lot of sentimental votes heading her way, resulting in her first Oscar win. That Stephanie Giminata showed another side to her and wowed a lot of viewers with her performance last year also gives the song an edge. Best Original Score appears to be between 2 legends in the field. Ennio Morricone is widely respected, and his overture for the Hateful Eight received plenty of attention. But I see John Williams getting a lot of votes for his return to the Star Wars universe in The Force Awakens. I think it's going to be a close one, and while my heart says Williams could take it, my head is telling me Morricone will win his first competitive Oscar. While some categories could go either way, you do have a number of them where the winner is really obvious at this point. Being the most beloved animated film of the year for a great many people, and the latest widely acclaimed work from Pixar, Inside Out should easily take Best Animated Feature, even with Shaun the Sheep and Charlie Kaufman among its competition. Son of Saul has gotten a lot of widespread attention since its Cannes debut, and the critical acclaim and subject matter should play a role in this Hungarian movie winning Best Foreign Language Film. Sentiment for Amy Winehouse will help Asif Kapadia's Amy take home the Best Documentary Feature Award. In the Screenplay category, Spotlight and The Big Short should have no trouble winning. Their scripts have gotten a lot of attention for their packaging of headline-making stories, and it will serve as potential consolation prizes for them. Best Supporting Actress has 2 obviously leading performances competing against a previous winner and 2 long-respected first-time nominees. Kate Winslet managed to win a surprise Golden Globe and BAFTA award for Steve Jobs, but I think Alicia Vikander's It Girl status will really help her cause. I also envision those members who think she should have gone in for Ex Machina rather than the Danish Girl voting for her anyway. Mark Rylance is a respected actor in the theater world, and he got a lot of deserving attention for his subtle performance in Bridge of Spies. However, I think there's clearly a lot of support behind the notion of honoring Sylvester Stallone and his continuing commitment to the Rocky role. A lot of voters also have fond memories of the first film, and I think Stallone will use that sentiment to his advantage in the Best Supporting Actor category. For a while, it seemed like Best Actress would be between Brie Larson in Room and Saoirse Ronan in Brooklyn, but after multiple victories this award season, it'll be a shock if Larson does not win. For years, people have been wondering when Leonardo DiCaprio would win an Oscar. Every year, he just happened to be up against stronger and more favored contenders. But this seems like it's his year, as it took him having a brutal encounter with a bear in The Revenant to finally make him the frontrunner. For a while, I wondered if Alejandro González Iñárritu would win Best Director 2 years in a row, something that has not happened in many years. But it's hard to argue against his Directors Guild victory, so I think he will accomplish that feat. Which brings us to the final 2 awards, which are tied together more than usual this year: Best Film Editing and Best Picture. Right now, it's looking like a close race between The Big Short, Spotlight, and The Revenant. I think what will win Best Editing will give us a hint at what wins Best Picture. If The Big Short wins Best Editing, it takes Best Picture, showing us what a major predictor the Producers Guild and their similar preferential ballot is. If Spotlight wins Editing, then that will win Best Picture. But if The Revenant or Mad Max Fury Road wins Best Editing, I think The Revenant wins Best Picture. I'm actually going to say Mad Max wins Best Editing, and then The Revenant will win Best Picture. Will I be correct? We'll find out very, very soon.